Hello, welcome to this special reading for 2019. I feel that the energies are very special as we enter this year. 2019, when you add up all the digits, reduces down to the number 3, and that has to do with creativity, blending, and growth. We have learned a lot in this past year in 2018, it being an 11 year, so there were like big shifts that occurred for everybody, and a lot of people went through some tough times of waking up to new truths, revealing things that were ready to perhaps go by the wayside, learning things about ourselves and how resilient we really can be. It's always a revealing time for everybody. And so I want to offer that this year I feel will be the time to step into using your creativity based on everything that you've learned over this past year, and to blend and create new options that perhaps turn your reality completely on its head. It's a time to consider coming at things from a completely new perspective, considering the exact reverse or opposite of what you might actually have done in previous times of your life. It's that different, and putting together unlike aspects to create something completely new. And all of this is in service to the age of Aquarius, which by the time we reach 2020, we will really firmly have 2 feet planted in this new age. And it's a time of being unique and bringing forward a specific offering that only you can give. Much like my kitties back there. They love to play. And that's what we're being encouraged to do this year. Play. Put different things together. So I want to give you the symbol for this reading. I'm going with the new moon symbol that we have. On January 5th, we will have a new moon partial solar eclipse happening. And eclipses are always big. There's something being shut out in terms of our push in life. And I do feel this energy very strongly because we have some power players moving through the sign of Capricorn, which to me represents the strongest masculine push energy that we all have in our lives. It's the part of us that pushes us to achieve more and more and more as we go along. And so this is a time when I think Saturn, Pluto, and right now the Sun is all moving through the sign of Capricorn. And this new moon will be taking place in Capricorn. And here's our symbol, Capricorn 16. School grounds filled with boys and girls in gym suits. Now what this speaks to me of is that sense of playfulness, a sense of equality that we all felt when we were much younger in our lives. I want you to think about that 3, 4, 5-year-old version of you, getting active in new ways that we may not have thought were possible for us before. And again, just like my kitties, being playful as we do it and bringing forward this inner child kind of energy where there is room enough for that masculine part of you, the young masculine part of you that simply wants to do the bidding of what comes into your imagination. And then the feminine portion being the imaginative source, being the things you feel inspired to do. This is a whole new way of living. And what I think is extra interesting about this particular new moon is that on December 31st, we will have Mars, the planet of forward action, forward momentum, push it on, get the motor running. Mars will be entering its home sign of Aries. And so this to me speaks of the kind of momentum that you have available to you, because Mars is actually the action arm of the zodiac. It's what gives us our go power. It is the planet that I associate with masculine energy, versus Capricorn for me is the sign that I associate with the masculine. And I think both of these are getting an overhaul. I think that deep, driving, pushing, warrior kind of masculine energy is getting just a bit of a facelift, is getting a lightness brought to it. So each card in the selections this week will relate to, the first card will be the new moon energy, and then I want to look under the hood at what Mars is delivering for you in terms of this go power that's being offered. Okay, so the first card up is from the Way of the Horse deck by Linda Kohanov. And we have, interesting, number 3 card, and that aligns with the 2019 energy of creativity. And I want to read to you, I have not looked at these cards, so I want to look up the reading that she offers, Linda offers, because I know that this is about breaking the mold, this card. Haha. All right. This card is called the False Self. So again, this is what the new moon promised. This is for you to make a wish upon the new moon as we enter into 2019. New moon times are always a time of making new wishes, setting new intentions, and this one is big. It comes at the beginning of the year. It sets the tone for this year of creativity. And so the false self here is offering you something to think about when setting your wish. Rigid methods and ideals, obsession with perfection, incongruence. The colorless statue of a well-trained horse contrasts sharply with the soft eyes and fluid frame of the artist's flesh and blood inspiration. The gift of this message is the methods you've learned and the degrees you've earned become even more useful when wielded by a responsive, creative intelligence. The challenge is when you worship a static image of perfection, your idol will erode or break apart. Avoid the temptation to set ideas and behaviors in stone. And so I'm feeling a relation of this message to something that was coming through in my meditation earlier today before I began all my client work today, that has to do with the value of blending, the value of crafting what it is that you want to achieve for yourself in this year. Because this is a time, always at the start of the new year, that most of us, I don't really set intentions or set resolutions for myself, but rather, being an astrologer, I focus on the particular house or houses of my chart that I really want to focus on. And for me, I've selected those. And I am contemplating, I'm actively researching and reading and becoming immersed, even in these days leading up to the beginning of the year, in possible solutions that might work for me to help bring guidance. However, the caution when I was meditating on this was, don't consider going whole hog with another person's system, looking to another as being the idol, the greatness, the guru. Because that's where you lose all of your creativity. It literally slips through your fingers. You are giving away your power as a creative being. And this year, the year of creativity, you must. I highly, highly encourage you to find your way to a solution to whatever you want to focus on. Good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to bring into focus for yourself. The point is that you could start with a particular program or structure or set of guidelines, and then carefully choose and craft your way to the best solution for you. That is in using your creative energy. And that's what I feel this is saying, is that the rigid methods and ideals, like me expecting these cats to be perfect while I am filming because, oh, they're not being perfect, so I'm going to shut the camera off and I'm going to stop all this. Meanwhile, they've been quiet the whole rest of the day so far. This is a perfect example of breaking out of this rigidness of things needing to be perfect before I can deliver a message to you, or before you can work on your finances, or that you have to do your eating program or nutritional approach in this way, and there's no, diverting from that at all. That is the old false self, and that is this energy of Mars in Aries, which is motoring you up. It is really revving the engine for you specifically as your own person, because Aries is about self. It rules the first house in astrology. It is about our own views, our own perspectives, our own values, and how we see the world. And then all of this huge energy in this new moon, partial solar eclipse, is lighting up the sign of Capricorn even more. With the sun is already there, as I said, Saturn is there, and Pluto is there. And those are long transits. Those go in Capricorn through 2020, Saturn through 2020, and then Pluto through like 2024. So these are long periods of time that we are being called to look at the structures and look at the ways that we define achievement for ourselves. And what does success look like for you? Maybe you don't need to look to this false self, this false idea of what is perfect. That's what I feel your card is saying to you. So then let's look under the hood a little bit. And let's look at what Mars is specifically revving up as we go into this 2019. And this is the Two of Air coming up. So this air has to do with your mentality and how you cognize things in your life. And this says being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. And this is when we, in terms of the false self that was revealed, it's trying, Mars is saying, you can't be somebody else's ideal. That is the problem. That is the problem. In an Aquarian age, we cannot be that. And so you will see that there's many examples when people are trying to put out one particular way of this is how you should do this, or you should follow me, or I have these problems and this is what I did, and so that should work for you too. We are way more individual than that. And we have waited for 2100 years for this age to come around when we can be as individual as our fingerprint. And so what I feel that Mars is revving up your engine on is saying, no, the problem is in being so alike to the other, the two. It's the mind saying, I have to be like that. I have to be the perfect replica of that. That is what puts you in a stalemate. That is not a use of your creativity. That is not a use of what makes you very unique and special. And please know that every message I've ever gotten when I tap into this Aquarian age energy has to do with the fact that everybody living on the planet right now came here on purpose to experience the shift of the age. Just like you choose the astrological chart that you set up for yourself as a cosmic toolkit, you also chose to be here at this time of the shift. And it doesn't have, you don't have to make it really esoteric and like woo, all woo-woo. You can see it happening in our world. The old structures, the old very traditional ways of being are breaking down. All of that is breaking apart. And we have some very powerful impetus energies in spots of traditional structure, such as in government, money, corporations, banking, lending, even within the traditional structures of what it means to be a male or a female, or what marriage or partnership looks like, even what businesses look like. Look at how many are simply virtual and include people perhaps from all over the world, but actually they don't have brick and mortar anymore. All of these, anything that has been traditional, even some family structures, are being sort of broken apart in the foundational areas, which then will change those structures forevermore. And this is the way of the age of Aquarius. So it is stepping out of the false self and looking at the fact that you've been in a stalemate. You haven't been willing to step up and truly own your creativity. This is the year to do that. Okay. The second card choice is from the Magdalene Oracle. And this is the Beloved. This is always, I love this deck, but this is a really special card because the call is to, and I'm always drawn by the purple and the blue, that is inspiration from spirit, the purple being the crown chakra, and the blue being a mix of both the third eye and the throat. Those are both different hues of blue that have to do with creativity and with visioning your future as you want it to be. And I'm drawn with this card back to the symbol of boys and girls in gym suits out on a playground. It speaks to that masculine and feminine energy coming together, because the Beloved speaks to this joining of energies. You with both the push side of getting things done and being able to take creative vision from the inspiration that simply comes to you. But you have to remain open in order to receive that. But that is the promise. That is the wish that this new moon offers you in Capricorn. Again, a new way of looking at achievement, where perhaps the achievement is in being able to work with the entirety of the power that you brought here with you. The Beloved is all about living or allowing spirit to work through you, and then using all of what is absolutely dynamic and downright magical with your human body, your sensory system, your ability to get things done. That's the best of what Capricorn energy can bring, is it sort of pushes us to move ahead and take inspired action and make that phone call or send that email or read that book or offer that course or whatever it may be. Put that job application in, call this person and set up a time for talking over coffee. These are all inspired actions when there's something within you that says, I really think I need to go for that. And that's when you know that you're living a life that is truly enveloping of the entirety of your creativity. Because to just feel you can do it using your brain and these wonderful things called hands that we can write with and we can build with, and all of what makes us human is a gift. But then when you combine that with the inspiration that truly we feel this fuel all day, every day, but we aren't always aware that we are. So then what happens when you bring your awareness to it and you actually put the wish out there? And this new moon is a great time to do it. That I want that inspiration to fuel me throughout the year. I'm asking to live as one with my unique spirit that fuels me. There's something here that only I shine. And you know those times, because whatever inspired action you feel like you need to take, You can do it all day, every day, for as much time as possible. And time passes by and you don't even blink. You don't even feel like eating. That's how you know it's truly divinely inspired, because those inspirations are specifically wired to you. It is like having an energetic umbilical cord to this wholeness of what you are. What an inspiration source that is. And what a gift that is to all of the rest of us who get to watch you blossom into this wholeness of who you are. But we have to unapologetically be who we are and feel called to step up and do what feels like it fills us up, no matter what that is. And it doesn't always have to be within your work. It doesn't have to be about launching a side business. It can just be taking the time to start this creative adventure, some new type of art or music, or saying to yourself that you're going to take a Zumba class at least once a week because it just feels good to move your body like that. It doesn't, whatever it is for you, it brings more energy, not less. So speaking of energy, your rev up that's under the hood from Mars that will go into Aries, power, power, power. What a way to start the year. This happens on December 31st. And for you, you have the Emperor. This is about coming into a new level of leadership and authority for yourself. This is Archangel Michael, and it says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. This is about bringing a new kind of structure, a new type of leadership for yourself. You stepping up for yourself. Because so many times when we think about the word leadership, we think about, that I have to be a leader of other people, that I have to somehow show them the way to do this. But it's being simply the leader of your own life. And that has always been my biggest desire for everybody, is that they watch their own shop. Treat your life like a beautiful shop that is of your making. It's this little storefront, or maybe it's a really big storefront, but it is of your making. It is filled with only things that you can deliver. There is a feeling that happens when you step in the door of your shop, and that takes care and careful tending every single day, in as many moments of your day as you can make it, to be as true to you, as authentic to the experience that you want to offer. But that takes discipline and logic. This is where the Capricorn energy, all that change I've been talking about with that, the achievement is in being the leader for yourself. It's in you deciding, you bringing the logic to what makes sense to you. Please do not just pick up somebody else's plan and say, yep, hook, line, and sinker, I'm taking all of it and I'm going to do it just like this. More and more, those solutions are not going to work, because this is how the Aquarian age is shaping up. We have to bring our fingerprint to it. We have to bring our own shop feel, the feel of what it means to enter this very specific experience of you. That's leadership. Okay, the final card is from the Radiant Tarot. So these are traditional tarot cards, but they have a little bit of pop with the color and the artwork. And this is a major arcana card here that we have, the Judgment card. I just love this card because it really speaks to the movement of Pluto going through Capricorn. This is about waking up. Waking up. You see the dead, essentially, both masculine, feminine, and child, the great trinity of energy that makes us human. This is speaking to all those parts of you and waking you up, trumpeting you to find this new day. This is like the true, if you think about a deeper meaning of judgment, there's a surface level of judgment where we are judging others. But this is about the judgment coming, the evening of the scales coming, in order for you to feel safe, to let the truest versions of your masculine energy, that push, getting it done, the feminine energy, being able and open and willing to listen for inspiration and guidance, being nurturing enough to yourself to be able to listen and not just take the path that everybody takes. And the inner child, which is the spirit that brings the fun and the joy into even the most mundane of tasks. A child can have so much fun just picking up toys or doing a set of dishes in the sink. They find ways to play with the bubbles. And that's what I feel is this evening up. The judgment is this evening of the scales. That's what this card has always been meant to be. It is the 20 energy, the XX. And the 20 is this evening, the 2. You and the other, the bigger part of you, coming together in partnership. And this angel is the wholeness of you, the angel blowing the trumpet, the wholeness of you, trumpeting through, saying, this is your time. Will you step up to the plate? Because like it or not, this is what this Pluto and Saturn transit through Capricorn, I really can't stress that enough. It is very important, and Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn, so it's very comfortable making this transit through part into 2020. It is a time of really taking a deeper look at perhaps reconstructing these traditional structures of how we have always done things. If you feel inventive about something, please bring it forward. Even if it's in your own writing, if it's just in journaling, or you want to start a blog, or you want to start a video series, or you just want to talk with a friend about it and maybe want to get a bunch of different people together in on it, whatever it is, it's like wake up time. So then what is the energy under the hood? This is the energy that Mars is bringing you specifically. Oh, baby. I love it. Ace of Earth. This is like a gift from the universe. This is a big old, literally like pot of money being delivered to you. A promise of abundance. The inflow of abundance. A promising business venture. Important documents or contracts. This is like your awakening. This is if you follow whatever it is that is calling to you, it is more promising than you even understand. There is more going on here than your human brain can even wrap its head around. And so if you put in this level of diligence and careful, I want to use the word tending, and being very tender with what you're wanting to create, what you're wanting to wake up into, then it is going to pay off very nicely for you. And that definitely could be with the Ace of Earth, that most definitely can be financially. But Ace of Earth is also about those daily matters of life. It is about how you tend your shop. It is about the care that you take in cleaning your home. It is about how you tend to your money, how that every cent feels like it is cared for, that it has a special home within your budget, for instance. Or that ideas have a special place where at least they land and they make their way onto paper or in an electronic document of some kind or into a recorder on your phone. They make their way out of here and from spirit so that you can really own them, that you can kind of sink your fingers into the clay of that idea. And even if the idea itself doesn't fully come to fruition, there is significant power and momentum in even just giving it a go. Even just getting some momentum going with working with the clay, working with the idea. That creates its own momentum. And that signal goes right out to this big old angel calling you. The trumpet is calling for you. That energy goes out, and then more ideas, more opportunities. All of that streams your way. But you have to show interest and tending and tenderness in your care of those ideas and those inspirations. All right, everybody. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy this beginning of 2019. It is a very powerful one with this Mars energy and then the new moon partial solar eclipse. Very exciting. I wish only the best for you, and I thank you sincerely for watching and being a part of my YouTube channel. Bye-bye for now.